Hello and welcome to the channel. My name is Jake. You can also call me Atrocious, and today we're going over round 2 of the Egman Win a CC tournament where I piloted Renji Rush, and just like the last game, gonna kind of be showing you a little bit how this deck runs, what it's supposed to do, and also maybe some misplays that I make, stuff like that, some key points that maybe you are not aware of if you're trying to play this deck yourself. Now, I do want to give a disclaimer because I very much remember this game. This game is going to be showcasing almost perfectly what this deck wants to do. This game is probably one of the best showings that I've had with this deck, and it's gonna be a doozy to watch. So just want to show you all, I did win the die roll. I am going first in this one, and although I mentioned in the last video the best card to play on turn 1 is the Uryu, I end up playing a Renji. The hand was pretty good overall otherwise, and so the only zero option that I had in there was Renji. So my opponent doing the typical Kurapika stuff. I'm facing Kurapika in this, as you probably know by the title and thumbnail, getting that Leorio off, trying to get some energy. I'm going to go in with some energy of my own. So starting out with an Ichigo. Ichigo, not usually something that you love to see. You love seeing the Orihime, but I have the Urahara, and the Urahara is kind of the big key, right, on these going second turn, because now I'm sitting at the coveted 4 energy. So going to be continuing in this one, going to get that Satos in the old guy, I forget his name in there. Going to actually draw for this. I think I've got a Bankai in hand, which is why I'm drawing right now, but is going to go ahead and what am I doing real quick? I think I'm thinking about promoting right now. I think I'm trying to play out my hand right now. I think maybe I have multiple Bankais in hand now that I think about it on this one. So gonna promote that Ichigo, going to guarantee like another swing. Start off with that Bankai because I am at 3. Play down that double energy Ichigo, so now I'm at 5. Right, 5 being a very good number, and now I can start playing down all these bodies. So going to then play 1 in order to get another Bankai, go back up to 3, so multiple Bankais in hand, and I'm just gonna go in and play these guys down. So play 1, 2, and 3 on the rated of Renji. So now I'm going to be able to get 2 free life right here on this one with a bunch of bodies on the board. So this being a Kurapika rated is okay and not okay. The reason for that, 1, I think no matter what, he wasn't going to have enough energy to raid on top of it, but 2, I've got a lot of dudes on the field. I don't know if you've seen right here. So taking the second one is just going to be back in the life and pass off the turn. There's a question of whether or not I should have rated, right? There is this idea that maybe I should have put this one Renji down as a non-rated character and then eventually push up the baby Renji, right? Trying to push bodies, because if you do not know, you want to get to 4 energy kind of as fast as possible and start laying down all of these different 4,000 power bodies. And the idea of the deck is to continuously push up bodies to be able to continuously apply a lot of pressure. So there's a valid argument of me only swinging once with this 2500 Ichigo and then keeping the baby Renji down here and just having the 3 big ones up top. But moving on in this one, they are going to get that extra energy, now sitting at 6 after resting that Satos. Remember, it's one of those that you rest, you get an extra energy, and then you sideline at the end of your turn. So I'm just telling him really that these are pretty much all the vanillas except for the double damage at this point, because if you do not know with the Renjis, you don't need the raid in order to get that double damage. So there's a lot of potential damage coming his way if he doesn't do something. He's going to put a Kurapika down, and I believe he is going to go ahead and raid with this Kurapika because he wants to be able to snipe and get rid of one of these characters, right? That's the position that you want to put the Kurapika player in. Getting a Hunter license, still has 2 energy left to go on this one, and we'll see exactly what he decides to play down and what he decides to do. I don't believe a lot of Kurapikas are running stuff like Fishing Rod in this deck because, well, you don't play Gone first of all, but you also just instead try to get these Karapikas to do that snipe damage, and especially with the Emperor's Time. So he's going to play that Neon and get that Hisoka. Honestly, a really good turn, I feel like, for him. That Hisoka is one that when you rest an action point, you get to force a character to block. So off of this impact snipe there, going to take out one of the Renjis, and the Hisoka gets to attack this this Ichigo gets to come into my hand. So, and I think just once again clarifying the like raid versus not rated stuff going on right here. Definitely Renji, something at the time of this people didn't really know about in this tournament. So swinging this 4,000 because he did get to play that Neon as active. I'm thinking about what I want to do, either take the life or do the Ichigo. I decide to take the life right here. It is going to be an Uryu to draw one card, which is always really nice, but you could say that maybe that's a little bit greedy. Maybe should have taken a swing, you know, taken 2 life in that one turn, but I am going to rest an action point. I definitely think I have a Bankai in hand, and I do, so gonna go back up to 3. We'll see what I decide right here. I think I might have a Getsuga Tensho in hand because I didn't block with that Ichigo. That might be something. Well, I have an Ichigo on the bench, so maybe not, but I am basically going to be resting 2. I'm just going to play 2 Getsuga Tenshos right here, get rid of both of those guys. A big open field right now, and I'm going to give double to this Renji. I know that the Kurapika has played a lot of cards in hand, does not have a big hand at all, and so going to be going ahead and taking my swings as I can. Going to be swinging that first one, getting the double damage now, the block on the Neon, and go ahead with that 25 to get that guy. And the Leorio. The Leorio is an interesting card that I think is really good in Kurapika decks, but it does not come into hand like some of the others, like the Kurapika. So he does end up using the draw 4 turn, pushes up the Leorio, and this is exactly the position that you want to put your opponents in, right? Pushing up their valuable energy. I know exactly that no 7-drop Kurapika is going to come in and snipe at all in this match, and especially unless he has like a Hunter license right here into Neon, I don't think he's going to be able to get an active Kurapika down at this point. So resting up a lot of those. He's wondering if he should put it in the active or on the energy, and I'm going to let him choose, you know, because nothing else has happened in the game, right? It doesn't matter to me. And he's just going to pass because, well, if he swings, nothing else is going to happen. So I do have another Getsuga Tensho in hand, so I am going to get rid of one of these characters. I'm going to try to pressure the game as fast as possible. I get rid of the Kurapika to force him to maybe have another Kurapika down, to be able to, like, he's gonna have to get another one down in order to get like the big Kurapika up, right? And especially with the small hand, that's more than likely not going to happen. And I use the double action points to give double attack on the rest of them for literally the rest of my turn. I don't play down any bodies, but is going to take this first double attack, is going to be a Kurapika to get back in hand. So I'm really glad that I used that Getsuga Tensho to be able to take that out, because now he's got to play another character to be able to get on it. And with this energy line as well, I don't think he's going to be raiding with this guy at all. And then the whatever this guy's name is a draw 1 trigger. So do that life right there. It is going to be the Leorio, because the Renji, you know, whether he blocks with the Ichigo or not, he's going to take the rest of the life. So just hoping on that. And yeah, that's literally the game right there. That in my opinion, especially in the Kurapika matchup, that's exactly how you want to do it, right? That's exactly how the game plan is designed, and that's exactly how our deck really wants to function. It was a little bit slower because I didn't play the Orihime, right? But it was still overall like a very, very strong turn, as you saw. That Ichigo kind of had a lot of values, right? Especially if he decided to go ahead and knock out that Ichigo right there. But you always want to take out the Renji on there. Nothing much you can do, honestly, like as that Kurapika player. Like, I think he played it well, and he did have some hot draws. It just so happened that I saw 3 Bankais and 3 Getsuga Tenshos, right? So and 3 Renjis on top of that. So just having enough small energy to go around and really just blow through this. And again, that's exactly why I love this deck, and I think that deck is the best deck in the format, because you can't lose in that scenario, right? Like you cannot lose to that start, and you'd be surprised how often a start like that actually happens with the deck. It is insanely strong at a lot of different points. So if you want to check out the deck profile that I had made on this deck and kind of talked about it as well as a deck list, there is links in the description below. Also, my entire tournament run, you know, it's a 4.5 hour VOD. You can check out all 6 rounds right there before I go ahead and explain them. But thank you again so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this short, like 10-minute video. And yeah, subscribe for more.